Breanna Stewart's never going to win another championship, or, you know, Nafisa Collier's better than Maya Moore. Like, instead of those kinds of hot takes, the hot takes solely and explicitly surround all of these Black women.
ESPN finds itself at the center of controversy after ending its contract with prominent personality Elle Duncan following a shocking and divisive remark she made about rising basketball star Caitlin Clark.
Women from different parts of the country, like, she's sort of existed in this bubble.
How arrogant
is this going to last for weeks? Duncan's comments have sent shockwaves through the sports world, leaving fans and analysts alike questioning how things spiraled so quickly.
They have teamed up to do what seemingly every person of color, aka every
Many have been stunned by the rapid and harsh consequences that ended with ESPN cutting ties with Duncan. Yet, how did it all unravel so completely that Duncan, once a celebrated figure in sports media, now finds herself without a job?
Because Caitlin Clark can throw a ball into a basket deeper and better.
One of the most mesmerizing talents in women's basketball, Caitlin Clark has been lighting up the court with breathtaking performances. Let's begin with her. Her rise isn't only about personal stats, though it has shown a spotlight on the sport itself, drawing more fans and excitement to women's basketball overall. For reasons still unclear to many, Elle Duncan chose to target Clark, but not in the way of breaking down her game. Instead, Duncan's remarks came across as intensely personal, with some suggesting her aim was more to tear Clark down than provide any thoughtful critique. Clark's extraordinary skill, paired with her ability to electrify crowds, has turned her into a breakout star. And as soon as people caught on to this, the backlash began almost immediately.
Now, seriously, how arrogant is this? Honest to God, this is as arrogant as you can possibly be. I mean, I hear all the time, don't judge me. Don't judge me by the color of the skin. Don't judge me. Really? Okay. Well, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're sitting there and judging me. You're judging a woman you have no idea.
Fans who have tracked Clark's journey were taken aback by Duncan's remark, which seemed to center on the idea of privilege. Caitlin Clark is celebrated for her perseverance and unwavering dedication to the game. Like any athlete, she has overcome obstacles, proving herself again and again. So when Duncan appeared to suggest that Clark's achievements stemmed from privilege rather than pure talent, many felt offended and were quick to call out Duncan for targeting something beyond basketball. The backlash didn't end there. Fans and analysts accused Duncan of injecting divisive rhetoric into a conversation that should have been about celebrating athletic excellence instead of questioning Clark's skill. Duncan seemed intent on shaping a narrative meant to sow discord rather than foster understanding. While heated debates are common in sports, this one stood out because it felt personal rather than focused on performance or stats, amplifying the backlash. ESPN found itself in a precarious position. The network, long known as a pioneer in sports media for its insightful commentary, suddenly faced a storm of fan outrage across social media. A decision had to be made, and ultimately, ESPN chose to part ways with Duncan to quell the controversy and move forward. Yet why Duncan made those remarks in the first place remains a question many are still trying to answer. Some speculate jealousy may have played a role. These comments weren't just another hot take. They were widely seen as an attack on a beloved athlete who had done nothing but excel. In a league where players have fought for recognition and respect for years, Clark's meteoric rise has been nothing short of remarkable, and not everyone welcomed it. Her rapid ascent may have stirred tension both within the league and throughout the wider sports community. Duncan, a longtime presence in sports media, may have seen Clark as a challenge to the established order, someone attracting attention others felt was theirs. It's worth noting that this type of clash has occurred before whenever a young star rises fast. Yet, in Clark's case, the scrutiny felt especially severe. Instead of celebrating her as a player advancing the sport, Duncan's words came across as dismissive and, to many, disconnected from reality. It seemed like an attempt to diminish all that Clark had accomplished. Supporters flooded social media with praise for the young athlete, highlighting her extraordinary performances, tireless work ethic, and role in elevating women's basketball. Clark had earned her achievements through dedication and discipline. As the controversy escalated, ESPN faced a difficult dilemma, needing to weigh public outrage against its commitment to presenting diverse voices. Despite Clark's clear talent, this prominent media figure sought to reduce her success to mere notions of privilege. To many, it was an unwarranted and malicious attack. Fans demanded accountability, fueled by anger rather than mere disappointment. ESPN's decision to end Duncan's contract was bold, yet it seemed the only path to move beyond the scandal and demonstrate attentiveness to its audience. The split with Duncan sparked broader questions about media responsibility. Is there a boundary that should never be crossed when making personal attacks on athletes? In Duncan's case, many argue she crossed it, resulting in a public relations disaster for both herself and ESPN. Should sports commentators have the freedom to express opinions, even if they are divisive or unpopular? The best way for Caitlin Clark to navigate this controversy has been to keep doing what she's done all along, dominating on the court and letting her talent speak for itself. Despite the uproar, Clark has remained largely silent, steering clear of the drama and focusing on what she excels at most, playing basketball. Her performances on the court have spoken louder than any words could, and she continues to shine as one of the game's most electrifying players. It's clear that her future is luminous and nothing or no one is standing in her way. But what about ESPN? The network's choice to part ways with Duncan sends a message. Personal attacks on athletes, especially when motivated by anything other than fair critique, will not be tolerated. Clark's fan base has only grown, and the situation has reinforced her status as a crowd favorite. People admire her for staying focused on basketball and refusing to get dragged into the divisive chatter swirling around her. By ending ties with Duncan, ESPN signals that it values athletes for their skill and contributions rather than engaging in needless controversy or harsh criticism. The network is making it clear that it takes that standard seriously. Yet, this moment also raises broader questions about sports commentary and where the line lies between objective analysis and personal bias. It's vital to consider the responsibility that comes with such a massive platform, especially in an era when media personalities can reach levels of fame rivaling the athletes they cover. Beyond basketball itself, Duncan's remarks shaped the narrative around an athlete's career, which many viewed as unfair and unwarranted. In this case, the sports world is still trying to grasp the full implications for ESPN and, more importantly, how it might influence sports media in the future. For countless fans, ESPN has long stood as the leader in sports broadcasting, shaping perceptions of players and teams alike. However, this debate has exposed flaws in the system and underscored the dangers of mixing personal bias with professional critique. More than just a career misstep, Duncan's comments were seen as a reminder that subjective agendas can sometimes override the need for fair analysis in sports media. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark has handled the situation with poise, focusing on basketball and avoiding the negativity stirred by Duncan's words. Fans have rallied behind her, admiring her professionalism and steadfast dedication even more. Clark's ability to rise above the drama is exactly what her supporters expected. She continues to show that her priority is the game, refusing to let outside distractions derail her ambitions. Yet, even as Clark thrives on the court, the broader conversation about ESPN's handling of this episode raises key questions about sports media today. Commentators like Elle Duncan wield real influence over public perception of athletes, and the reaction to her remarks demonstrated just how protective Clark supporters are, and rightly so. Clark has worked tirelessly to reach this level, and her success is fully deserved. Beyond her talent, she represents the promise of women's basketball, drawing in new viewers and increasing interest in the sport. Fans recognize that Clark has revitalized the WNBA, making Duncan's comments especially hurtful as they seem to attack someone who has done nothing but excel. In a world dominated by social media, where opinions spread rapidly, ESPN must be vigilant about the narratives its voices are allowed to shape. This incident serves as a stark reminder that one misstep can spiral into a PR crisis. ESPN's decision to terminate Duncan's contract reflects their understanding of the need to protect both athletes and brand, but it also highlights the tightrope sports media personalities walk. Criticism is essential, yet when it turns personal, it can have serious repercussions. The larger question is what this means for commentary in a field that thrives on bold opinions and hot takes, and how fairness can be maintained. Duncan's remarks about Clark appeared more geared toward attention than meaningful analysis, and that's where the problem began. Fans crave insights that deepen their understanding of the game, not commentary that disparages players based on personal views. This controversy also highlights the unique challenges women in sports media face. As a prominent female voice at ESPN, Duncan's statements carried weight, amplifying their impact. It raises the broader question of how to support women in sports journalism. How can they offer critical insight without it being read as an attack on peers? Achieving this balance demands careful attention. As long as Caitlin Clark keeps focusing on basketball and improving her craft, sports media can continue to grow positively. She is not just an extraordinary athlete, but a model for responding to adversity with grace. Here, she has shown that the best way to answer criticism is to keep performing and let results speak. For ESPN, Clark's ability to block out distractions and focus on her game has only enhanced her popularity with fans. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.